the exact moment I got my first period. I was 11 years old. It was a Tuesday night, 2 days before Diwali. My mom and my dad were preparing for Lakshmi Puja, a religious ceremony, while my sister and I were getting ready. That's when I felt something wet between my legs. My stomach was cramping, my knees were hurting, and I had no idea what was happening to my body. I panicked. That's when I went over to my mom and told her how I was feeling. She took me quietly to the bathroom. She had explained periods to me before, but when it actually happened, I still completely felt unprepared. I remember looking down, seeing the blood, and thinking, why does this have to happen to me? That's when my mom smiled gently at me. She told me something I didn't expect. She told me I should be happy, and I have nothing to feel ashamed of. Now, none of this is new. Menstrual shame and stigma has been talked about before. But I believe dignity can change a girl's future because shame around periods pushes girls out of classrooms, out of confidence, and out of safe choices. So we should speak openly, educate everyone, and refuse to pass shame onto the next generation. This matters to me because my mom travels to rural parts of Kenya teaching girls and boys about menstruation. Sometimes I go with her. I sit in those classrooms and I even listen to the stories. Today I want to share some of the stories with you. My mom told me a story about a girl who was at the top of her class, bright, confident, and full of promise, until the day she stained her uniform at school. Her teacher didn't quietly help her. Instead, she told her to stand up in front of the whole class, and she scolded. This is what happens when girls don't know how to take care of themselves. The boys laughed, the girls looked away, and that 13-year-old girl didn't walk home that day. She ran. The next month, when her period came again, she stayed home from school. She started missing more and more days. Eventually, she dropped out, not because she wasn't capable, but because shame is heavier than a school bag. In other communities, girls my age have told me stories about how they don't have pads, not occasionally, but every month. Some use old cloth they wash in secret and dry under mattresses so no one would see. Some stay home from school, and some, this part still sits heavily with me. Exchange their bodies for money to buy menstrual products. Imagine needing protection from your period and losing protection over your body. This is not just poverty, but this is desperation created by silence. And sometimes the stigma is even quieter. It's a father who says, why should I spend money on pads? It's a mother who whispers, don't let your brother know. It's girls teasing other girls when they see a stain. It's religious spaces where women are told not to enter when menstruating. There may be small moments, but those moments add up, month after month, year after year. They create something negative, shame. Shame has consequences. When a girl misses 4 or 5 days of school every month, that is almost 2 months of learning, lost every year. 2 months. Falling behind in math, missing science lessons, skipping exams, eventually absence turns into dropout, and dropouts turn into fewer opportunities, all because of a biological cycle. But here's what I've also seen. I've seen when dignity enters the room. I've seen a girl receive her first proper menstrual kit and hold it like it was gold. I've seen girls sit in circles and for the first time say the word period without whispering. I've seen boys attend menstrual health sessions and stop laughing. In fact, in Samburu, a group of boys wrote a poem during Menstrual Hygiene Day called Red. It's about respecting girls. How cool is that? I want to say something clearly. Menstruation is not the problem. Silence is. Stigma is. Menstrual blood is not dirty. It's evidence of life. Every single one of us in this room is here because of periods. How did something so powerful become something to hide? Because for generations, we decided it was easier not to talk about it. But my generation, we talk, we question, we challenge. We're not satisfied with, well, that's just how it is. Destigmatization does not start with the global campaign. It starts when a girl refuses to feel embarrassed, when a teacher chooses compassion, when a parent chooses investment, when a religious leader chooses inclusion, when boys are educated, not excluded from the conversation. Gender equity does not begin in boardrooms. It begins when a 13-year-old girl stains her uniform and someone stands beside her instead of shaming her. Let's go back to that night I got my first period as my family and I was sitting down to celebrate for Lakshmi Puja. I had tears running down my cheeks as I came out of the bathroom before my parents sat me down and told me something. They told me in our religion, when girls or women are on their periods, they don't go to temples, they don't pray. Sometimes they don't even touch each other because girls on their periods are considered dirty. Then they asked me a question. Now that you know this, would you still want to join for Lakshmi Puja? And I said, I don't believe periods are dirty. And surely if Lakshmi, a goddess, a symbol of power, she wouldn't mind another woman on her period. So I made my decision and I decided to join my family for that puja that night. That's when I learned an important lesson. Sometimes our culture gives us traditions and society gives us stigmas, but it is up to us to decide what we carry forward. Now, please stand up and I'm going to do some affirmations so that it can remind you on how powerful and loved you are. Do as I do and say it with your heart. I am. I love myself. I am powerful. I can give. I can receive. And I can change. Now, sit down. This generation can change the script because menstrual flow is the rhythm of life itself. The time is now. Period. Thank you.